Welcome to the best meta tactics. We're going to go through the usual formations and the new formation and Texas formation as well in this week's system. Just want to say as well, this video is sponsored by Patreon series, patreon.com/NeilGuides. If you don't get after 1 month to refund your mind, there's actually new videos coming out, or a bunch of them coming out actually, hopefully in the next couple of days. That's been made after title update number 8. So you get the latest gameplay footage as well, along with some other stuff as well. A link is down below in the description if you want to get better FC24. Don't give up after 1 month, we'll refund your mind. But let's go straight into the tactics now. So the 4-2-3-1, glad to know that everyone has been really liking this formation. As I've always said to you, especially when it comes to around Team of the Year time, I genuinely try to reset always back to a 4-2-3-1. A lot of Team of the Year nominees, and to be honest, Team of the Year is the lower tier players are quite affordable actually. If you think about it in the grand scheme of things, some of the nominees they're only like coming at maybe like under him and like Diani and stuff like that as well. We kept the 55 width. Everything is pretty much the same, including the depth. I've already explained this last week. Just pretty on the reserve conservative side. This is still the formation that is very attacking going forward. As I've always mentioned to you, you have the 2 CDMs and you have the front 3 that you can attack with, and you can always push someone in the center mid. In fact, I've actually got a beautiful pack lock, actually I packed Valverde on my content account, and someone like Alexia is perfect to getting late inside the box. I've got Alexia in basically every single one of my accounts actually. She's actually that good. Long ball forward runs, as I mentioned, long ball. Don't forget there's no get it behind for the wide camps. Even with a player that's like Team of the Year caliber, who has got the very good attacking awareness, attacking AI, whatever you want to call it. There's still no get it behind option. That's just telling the players to get it behind. When you win the ball going forward runs, probably the better one in my opinion, especially for the 4-2-3-1. 7 players inside the box. And these are the instructions. Again, you can always pause the video and slow the video down to see the exact tactics and instructions. Don't forget, I got a video for each one of these on my channel as well. If you want to see them in depth, why I put comeback and offense on and stuff like that. This is just an update. So if you want to see the in-depth one for each video, I want me to do this very, very slowly. You can always check those videos out. Stay back, left back, on right back. Like I said, you leave one the centre mids on balance, but it's always better to trigger this player stuff. In fact, we're going to now move away from putting any of these players on balance. Now I want you to trigger these players yourself using the L1 button, especially if it's defensive formation. That way you can adjust it as you want to on the fly. Then we're going to go over one of my new favourite formations inside the game. One thing I always do when Team of the Year comes out also is I release a new 5-2-1-2. A very important tactic which relies heavily on Team of the Year players. Now, to be honest, I have Babajide. I'm actually doing her evolution with the finish evolution. And I have Zabot, who I normally sub off. So what I do is I move Olga to left back. And then I put someone else on, like Pereira, that centre back card. 99 stand tackling and 9 in defence awareness, wherever he's got. Olga's actually a very good card. But this formation relies on these 2 players. If you haven't got 2 Team of the Year players here, or 2 top tier players, it's not going to work. Maybe you can get away with that new Davies card, but balanced on the defensive style, widths on 35 and depths on 60. The width is mainly reduced because you don't want to have too many gaps, especially when you're defending in that 5 back. There's no CDMs in this formation. It's not like a 3-5-2. You've only got centre mids here, so you are going to be quite weak when you're going down the central levels, especially in terms of the driven pass. 60 depth, not going to 71 depth territory, but still enough to hide to press the ball. You can't really use too much of a low depth with this formation because if you do, you're going to be so far inside your box, it's going to be hard for you to press the ball and break out, especially with a back 5 when you're defending. Fast put-up play, this is why you need here, as I said, good stamina and good sprint speed. I'm talking about good sprint speed, I'm really talking about here 90 plus, realistically 95. Yes, I use Zambrotta there, but just to give you an example, I take Zambrotta off. So Babajide is a winger. I normally sub Chanda, did that evolution as well. The cut inside evolution, I believe. I sub her on later on over there. You can use 1 fullback. So if you want to, you can have your back. So I got my left back, right back, centre back, centre back. But if you want, you can always adjust this for your own style. The centre back is probably the most important position here. You need someone that's quick here. So you need quick players. Forward runs and 40 width. This is actually the most fun formation I think that's that's going right now. Is that don't forget the flying fullbacks. If you are a new player, don't forget the flying fullbacks. If you're new to my videos, these players, they go forward, they are unmarked. When they have the ball going forward, they are cracked, they are unmarked. No one can touch them. If the ball on the left-hand side, all you got to do is lob the ball to the other side. And I promise you every single time, without fail, the other side will be completely unmarked. So make sure you have those quick players, because fast bullet play means when you win the ball back, they're going to fly forward. Equally, they'll go back and forward. Ideally, you'd want high work rates in those positions, but definitely go for the high work rates attacking wise, so they get forward and they get going quickly. You can kind of make up for the low defensive, or not low defensive, medium defensive work rates. But definitely don't use someone here that's got low defensive work rates like a Davies. You can get away with it, but it will depend on your skill level. Strikers on stay central, get it behind, stay forward. Cam on stay forward, get into the box for cross. Both centre mids on stay back, cover centre. Back three unbalanced. Goalkeeper, sweeper keeper. Left back and right back on join the attack and overlap. And if you are an elite player, you should be using both of these players on stay back while attacking and using the D-pad tactics, attacking fullbacks to make them go forward. And of course, hug the sidelines as well. You've probably seen this many times before, but as I said, it relies heavily on these two players. Definitely, I would say every single player watching this video, I think every player would have fun. Doesn't matter what your style is, because if you like to do cutbacks, you pass them, they're unmarked. If you don't like cutbacks, like to go down the middle, it's still a 4-1-2-on-2 down the middle, but you just have these wing options available for you. So I think no matter what your play style is, this formation works for everyone, just because those fullbacks are completely unmarked. Now the 4-3-2-1, I thought, you know what, let me just chuck in Texas Tactic. We went over Texas Tactic the other day. As I said, the Texas Tactic is very similar to Mark Marley's, very similar to Manu's, Bashaw's, even the Pro Champions. Any 4-3-2-1, they're all very similar. This is Texas' exact unique layout. I'd probably would recommend long ball here. And it's even similar to all Anders' 4-3-2-1 and my 4-3-2-1. To be honest, everyone asked me to make a video on it, but it was very similar. So it doesn't matter what 4-3-2-1 used for any of these pro players. As I said to you, some of these pro players may have their width on 1, some may have it on 40. Now, a pro player can play with anything, but let's say you're watching this. Let's say you use a 4-3-2-1. You and your friend use a 4-3-2-1. Your friend uses one with 40 width, and you use one with 1. Maybe the one with 1 width might not work for your playstyle, but the one with 40, although that's only one thing that's changing, and let's say the instructions are the same, but the width has changed, for your gameplay, that could make the biggest difference. That's what I'm trying to say to you this year, guys. You have to adjust things yourself, try new things out. Don't get stuck into the same rhythm. Find what's perfect for you and push your tactics to the next level, the best level that you can. As I said, that's what we want to make the differences this year. And these are the instructions. I'm not really going to go over these again, but you can pause these. I've actually not made any changes. The only thing that I mentioned last week is put get in behind, not last week, yesterday should I say, get it behind. But you can just feel free and just pause these these instructions. Pause the video. Don't forget, this does defend in a 4-4-2 as well. Neymar goes to left mid and Babajide, she comes back to make a right mid. I'll come back in defense, and Neymar's on cover wing. Period asked as well, why do sometimes the positions go out of place? Sometimes it's due to work rates as well. It's the reason. You can always flip it or switch to player positions is one thing that you can do. If you're sometimes your right centre mid might go to left centre mid, stuff like that as well. It does depend on players. Sometimes it can be a bug as well. Left back on stay back and balanced, and the right back on balance and overlap. These are Texas exact tactics. I've not changed it. Don't forget the attacking players to go on the right hand side. And if you want to inverse it, all you got to do basically is put Babajide on this side, put Cecchini on this side, and then all you got to do is then put Neymar on that side and put Pateas on that side, and then put the fullback, this one, on balance. So you can always switch it up. As I said, with 4-3-2-1s, they're very much identical. I don't think we're going to be trying any 4-3-2-1s unless there's like a major changes, because literally when you're going balanced around 40, 64 balanced direct passing and 40 width, they're all very similar. There might be a few minor things that will help you, but I'll be honest, if the width of 40 is really helping you, it might be like a few of you guys, it might just be your unique playstyle. But unless we find one with possession or forward run, something like that, I'm probably not going to go over 4-3-2-1 again. But that is definitely an attacking formation. So just to recap, we'll go to 4-4 in a second. This is what you start the game with. This formation, then you can always go to the 5-2-1-2 because you do defend in the back five, so you do have that defensive stability as well, and you can attack very well with that. And then you have the 4-3-2-1 Texas formation, and these are two attacking formations. This is one formation to start the game with, or even be balanced or close the game with. And then you have the 44. Again, if I've gone through this too fast, I've already explained each individual tactic in my video on my channel. This is just a recap for everyone who just wants to catch up every single week, who may have not seen the videos. Press on possession loss, I mentioned this last week, still works very well. If you're going to use this as an all-out formation, do use constant pressure. Let's say if you're never going to use the 4-4-2. It's an interesting one because the 4-3-2-1 does defend in a 4-4-2 anyway. So maybe you can argue a lot of you guys are using the 4-4 just as your comeback formation. You can use constant pressure. To be honest, I've gone back to forward runs on this. You can leave it on direct pass. It's something that I've just changed. I've just gone to forward runs on this. I just prefer forward runs a bit more. I kind of started using it a bit more, and I think a lot of people have been playing a bit more narrow. I prefer forward runs. I do believe it's a bit more attacking, but you may prefer direct passing. But I prefer forward runs, is why I'm going to leave on forward runs. And then come back in offense, get it behind for left wing. Two strikers on stay central, get it behind, come back in offense. Right wing on come back in offense and get it behind. Don't forget, even in an all-out attack formation, to press, you have to have every player behind the ball. You can't have your 4 players on stay forward and everyone else behind the ball. Otherwise, your opponent can destroy you into the middle. Maybe a top-tier player like Tex can get away with it, or Anders, or Mark Marley, and these pro players, but definitely not the average player. Even someone in the elite division probably couldn't even get away with it, because it's a very high skill level thing to do is bring the strikers back. Got to get forward and cover center for both the center mids. So they're going to be joining the attack as well. It should be realistically like this. The formation should be laid out actually. And then left back and right back on stay back overlap. Again, you don't want your left back and right back to go forward. Now, few things. If you saw me, I was doing a stream a bit earlier on, so there's a bit of a bounce one. Comes with crosses, I really don't like it. That's the only thing that I've changed with Texas tactic. And then the other thing is that I put both of these players on overlap, and then I put Cecilio on getting behind. That's the only thing that I'd probably change if you are going to be using Texas tactic. Just personally, I prefer get it behind. As I said, there might be a reason why he's got that player balanced. Maybe he likes to pass the ball to that player's feet and trigger that player normally. I'm not too sure, but that is that's the things that I would change, and I'd probably go recommend long ball as well. But that is the weekly tactics update. Don't forget, you can always check out each video on my channel for more information, and don't forget, if you want to get better at FC24, you come to my Patreon series, patreon.com/Neil Guides. We're working really hard behind the scenes to get some. We're gonna have like a, if you are part of the Patreon already, you're wondering where's the videos, don't worry, we've been waiting for title update number 8. We knew about well, I'm not going to say anything else, but we knew that it might potentially come out, title update 8, just because we're thinking of some issues with the game, so like we waited. So those videos will be coming out in bulk. Maybe like 10 of the videos will be coming out in the next day or so, so stay tuned for that. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.